The Craigslist job offer that felt too good to be true, they told me not to go. My sister said the listing sounded off, and my friend straight up called it bait. But I needed the money and fast. A few years ago, I hit a rough patch. I had just dropped out of college. My retail job barely covered rent, and I had a mountain of medical bills from a car accident I wasn't even at fault for. The ad was bare bones, but it had a number. So I texted. One night, while scrolling Craigslist with a kind of hopeless determination only the desperate have, I found it. Night watchman needed. No experience required. $300 per night. Cash. Must be okay with isolation. Location provided upon agreement. It sounded sketchy as hell, but $300 a night. That was more than I made in a week. The guy replied immediately, "You available tonight?" No sign. No lights on. Looked abandoned. I told him yes, and he sent me an address with no other details. It was in a part of town I didn't know, industrial, not residential. No Uber drivers in the area either. So I had to borrow my roommate's bike. I got there around 10:40 p.m. You sit in the front lobby, watch the cameras, and don't leave the building until 6 a.m. That's it. If something happens, don't get involved. Just log it in the notebook. I guess some kind of storage room. For the first hour, nothing happened. I was starting to think this was the easiest $300 I'd ever make. Middle-aged, wearing a black windbreaker and jeans, with deep lines under his eyes like he hadn't slept in days. He didn't offer a name. It was an old, gray brick building, maybe 4 stories tall, surrounded by chain-link fencing and overgrown weeds. I almost turned around, but then my phone buzzed. Nothing. There was a single rusted metal door in the back. It creaked loudly when I opened it, echoing like a scream inside the empty building, wearing a suit to sizes too big. Just standing there, no signal in the building. This has a line out if you need to call me. Don't explore. Don't go to the basement. You're here. Come around back. I wheeled the bike through a gap in the fence. A man was waiting just inside. I'll make this quick, he said. What kind of something? I asked. He didn't answer. Just handed me a key, a flashlight, and an old-looking phone with a cracked screen. He turned and left through the same door I came in. So there I was standing alone in a building I knew nothing about, with 6.5 hours to go. The front lobby had a small desk, a chair, and an ancient monitor hooked up to for security feeds. One of the front door, one of the basement stairwell, one of a hallway I hadn't seen, and one of, at first, it was boring. I sat in the dusty chair, scrolling my regular phone until the battery died, chewing through the snacks I brought. Then I heard it. Thud. Only this time, he was on the second floor, walking slowly down the hallway, directly toward the staircase that led to me, distant, from somewhere below me. I looked at the monitors, a few minutes later scraping, like wood dragging across concrete. I pressed my back against the wall, listening. My breathing was too loud. The silence around me felt thick, unnatural. I clicked the flashlight on and scanned the lobby. Still nothing. I glanced at the monitor labeled basement stairwell. The screen flickered. A man stood at the bottom of the stairs, facing the camera, pale, expressionless. I stared at him for a good 30 seconds. I sprinted down the hallway, found a service stairwell, and bolted up, hoping to find another exit on the roof. He didn't move. I picked up the burner phone and dialed the guy who hired me. It rang once, then went to static. Suddenly the feed for the basement cut out. Now I was standing there, heart pounding, completely alone, except I wasn't sure that was true anymore. I wrote it down in the notebook like he told me. 11:58 p.m. Man in basement. Camera died. The other cameras showed nothing. I debated leaving. But the door I came in through had locked from the outside, and I needed the money. At 12:47 a.m., the hallway camera started glitching. Then I saw him again, the man in the suit. I ran outside, onto the roof, and down the fire escape. I didn't look back. I didn't even message the guy back. A few days later, I saw the ad was down. I stared, frozen, watching him inch closer, frame by frame. Then gone, the feed cut out. That's when the front lobby lights shut off. I stood up, the flashlight barely lighting more than a few feet. Then I heard it. Footsteps, upstairs, then stairs creaking. Someone know. Something was coming down. One slow, deliberate step at a time. I called out, "Hello." The footsteps paused, then continued. Faster. I ran. I didn't care about the job anymore. Bad idea. The roof door was padlocked. I turned back only to see the man in the suit standing at the bottom of the stairwell, looking up at me, still not moving, still not blinking. Then, in the dim glow of my flashlight, I saw his mouth slowly start to open, too wide, unnaturally wide. I turned and kicked at the roof door again and again, until the padlock gave. I left the bike. I left everything, but a new one appeared in a different city, with the same wording, same number, same offer. I've never spoken about that night until now. But I still wonder, what if I had gone to the basement? What if I had stayed just a little longer?